We are joined today with our friend Marissa Maltese. She is joining us today to talk about fundraising efforts on behalf of her sons. This is a story that we wanted to share with you because I saw a couple of different articles written about the family and about her sons. Not one, but two twins and their situation and, life, quality of life and so forth. So let's talk about it. Marissa, first of all, thanks for taking time to talk to us today.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
So let's talk a little bit about your sons. It's Noah and Gabriel. Give us their story and why you're talking with us today about the needed upgrades for your van.
So basically, I do have two sons. They're identical twin boys. They're mirror image twins. They're 6 years old. They were born 30 weeks. I almost died having the both of them. I had placenta previa and I had ruptured. Both boys had to be resuscitated at birth, and that's what left them with the diagnosis of spastic quadriplegic cerebral palsy. Through these years, we haven't asked for help through any foundations or anything through the state, but we noticed that as they were getting older, it was getting harder and harder to transport them back and forth to school or to church or shopping or even a functional activity because the wheelchairs are in the back of my van now. I have a Chrysler Pacifica, and the two wheelchairs go in the back of the van, disassembled. The boys are carried out of the house and brought into the vehicle, into their car seats, where we drive them wherever we're going to go. And then when we get to the location, we have to reassemble the wheelchairs, carry the boys out of the vehicle, put them back in the wheelchairs, and then we proceed to whatever we're doing. In the past, maybe month, 2 months, I dislocated my pelvic bone 3 times due to lifting my boys, pivoting, and trying to put them in these wheelchairs because they're over 45 pounds apiece. So that's what led me on the journey to try and get a van on my own, because during the pandemic and the government shutdown, I filled out an application to become part of Perform Care, which is an agency in the state of New Jersey to help disabled families, children specifically, with needs that they may need that they can help throughout. I filled out an application to get a ramp for the side of my home and modifications to my vehicle. At the time I filled out the paperwork, my van had about 23,000 miles on it. By the time they got me the paperwork and the application to fill everything out, we were up to 47,000 miles on the vehicle. And I found out that they could not do modifications to my van if it was over 50,000 miles. So being that I knew modifications weren't going to be paid for out of pocket, it gets paid for by the state. A lot of the people that needed to put a bid in to do the work were taking their time because they knew that the state would pay for this. So I talked with my husband and we were like, you know what, the best way to try and do this is possibly do a GoFundMe page and just try to see what we could raise on our own, because these vans, although they may start between 40 and 50,000, the modifications start at 40, 41,000. So now these vans become between the 75,000 to even close to 100,000 range, which is horrific for people with disabilities.
And I guess with the fact that you have not one, but two children that are in this situation, makes it, very hard for you to be able to get them transported when it comes to, like I said, compounding what would normally be hard with one. Now you've got two to deal with this every single time you go out.
Absolutely. And it makes it frustrating because then you kind of don't even want to leave the house, which is no quality of life for my children. I want them to be able to experience things and have some sort of normalcy day to day, just like we do. And even going to a restroom to try and change diapers. I'm in a woman's restroom. My boys are 6 years old. They're developing. I want them to have some dignity. And the only thing I could pull down is a koala care table that's meant for an infant. There is no accommodations for children with disabilities. So with the van that we chose, it's wide enough for both wheelchairs to go side by side. And there's a third row that folds down to a flatbed where I can bring them back in the van, change them privately. I mean, they didn't ask to be born like this, and we didn't know that this was going to happen. So you know, I just want to try and make them have as much normalcy and dignity as we can as they get older.
Yeah. Well, what we're going to do is try to hopefully, get members of the community like they've been doing to rally with you. Coming up in May, I believe Lacey Township, you have a fundraiser coming up.
Yes, a good friend of mine, April Emission, she has decided to do a line dancing event. It's on May 22nd from 6 to 9:30. And it's going to be really spectacular because that whole community in itself is really just wonderful. So they're all getting together and they're going to try and put something together for us so that we can get more help that we need. I mean, I'm not saying that I don't want a car payment. That at the end of the day, I know that it's very unrealistic to get 100% of this paid off, but to have a car payment with like $60,000 or $70,000 to put into financially, that's just such an expensive necessity.
Yeah. Now you also have a GoFundMe page that folks can be involved with as well. How do they go about finding that GoFundMe page?
Okay, so I do have a Facebook page that is, you know, under my name, that I did post everything. But if they go under GoFundMe, the actual number for it, I'm trying to figure out how to even navigate to look for that number for you. Let's see.
And of course, we'll put a link down below in our story too with it, so that'll be another way folks can find it.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, for me to get the actual number, I believe it is GoFundMe, GoFund.me /45932 lowercase f lowercase e and the number 3.
Very good. Very good. And folks can go there and check that out as well. Well, I hope you keep us posted as to how things are going, and we'll try to keep an eye on things as well. And, you know, we hope that in your situation, I mean, you've got not one, but 2 boys here. This will make a big difference for their quality of life to have this included in your house.
Oh my God, they would love it. And I got to tell you, for anyone that's met them, they're so inspirational to so many people, which keeps my family going because Noah is the biggest diehard Yankee fan you'll ever meet in your whole entire life. He roots them on all year long. I actually have to play the games on YouTube when they're out of season. And Gabriel sings Bon Jovi day and night. That's his thing. He loves him. They're just so funny. They're just awesome kids.
Maybe we could get John and Aaron Judge together. They can do a little thing or something. That would.
Oh my God, that would be fantastic for them. They would go crazy.
They would love that. We will keep you up to date. Marissa Maltese, thanks so much for taking time with us. You've got the upcoming fundraiser happening in May, and Lacey, the line dancing, and of course the GoFundMe page. We'll have links in our story for folks to get more information on that as well. So thanks for taking time, and our best to your sons as well.
Thank you so much, Shawn, for everything. I really appreciate it.